This is why I do not fear the concept of a matrix. I am an individuated being. My physical outline in this reality is a matrix of its own. This matrix, which some people would refer to as the ego, is within the matrix that we call Earth, which is in the matrix that we call a solar system, that is in a matrix that we call a universe, that is in a matrix, so on and so forth. So ultimately, we are in the void, which is basically a bunch of matrices floating around, some in organized fashion, some in disorganized fashion. I don't even know. I'm sure I'll find out. It's everything all at once. Oneness with Source is. You get around to all the answers to all your questions eventually. Point being, just because it is a matrix with a core programming of DNA, which programs all the rest of it, it doesn't mean the programming can't change. And it doesn't mean that this matrix cannot be programmed to be different within different matrices. And so when the void enters a matrix form or avatar, it still has to create that matrix that is observable within the matrix in which we exist in order to coexist with us. And so if we have a matrix that calls itself the Source or God, a personality, and it has certain qualities, it has an ego. But the void is full of egos, can produce any sort of ego it wants. It can, out of it can come anything, any form. So I'm not afraid of the word matrix. I'm not afraid that I am not real, or that I'm trapped here like this. It's because in this matrix, in this form, is how I know myself best. It's where I had to focus. Every part of me had to come into focus within this little matrix that slows it down so I could observe and gain perspective. So this right here, this is my most cherished matrix right here in this body, because this is where everything comes and goes in a way that it can be disseminated throughout every other matrix, throughout all space time, shot through the void and received, interpreted, adjusted, so that it can be understood in any language to any form. So am I scared? Do I question myself as a real being because we are matrices within matrices? No. No, it doesn't. This is not something to be afraid of. If my matrix was fully controlled by other matrices within a shared matrix, then yeah, I would be scared. for the most part, I choose and come to agreement to continue in this form and to abide by agreed upon rules of gravity, magnetism, the concept of what should happen to our bodies through time, so that I remain relatable, real, self-aware, able to relate, convey, empathize on a level that the people around me can do so as well. Because if I were to embody, expand my matrix, it would be less believable. It would be less relatable. And at some point, I'm going to say, I've disseminated enough interest. I've left a blueprint behind, and y'all can have it. You see the results for me. You can adjust it, accommodate it to your own needs, and I'm out of here. I'm going to expand my matrix because, frankly, it's too limiting for what I know and what I'm capable of. And it'll happen when it happens. That day and hour, nobody will know. So there you have it. My perspective on the Matrix idea. The question is, how much do you allow other matrices to affect and control your personal matrix? It's not scary.